Welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and today I'm going to show you a couple creative memory hauls that I did over the past few weeks. Let me share with you what I all purchased. We'll start with the first round. I bought the Seaside bundle, which includes the cover set. I was thinking I could use this for a trip I made a couple years ago along the Oregon coast. Thought that would be kind of appropriate. Of course, I also live in California, so I could use it for just, adventures while at home, that kind of thing. So as you may be aware, I'm recently became an advisor, and I've been reintroducing myself to what Creative Memory has to offer, which is one of the reasons why I went with the bundle, so I could see and share with you the full spectrum of what it is that they have to offer. Included in the bundle, they have these things called laser paper packs. It's 3 sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided printed paper. And what's cool about this is if you're someone like me who, even though I do have a silhouette machine, I never really use it because it intimidates me. Or if you don't want to make the investment, something like this can give you the look of die-cut picture or die-cut embellishments without having to do the investment. So this one here has a lighthouse and some rocky shores, some seagulls, and then there's 3 places for you to add photos or, let me do it this way, photos or journaling. A great thing about these that I just noticed is that they are double-sided, so if you want it oriented the other way, you can easily flip it. That's genius in my opinion. The second one has these shells with a crab, starfish. This side is light and this side is darker. And then the last cut file is a really large photo that has the circle cut out. This would be great if you had, or if you were able to print 12 by 12 photos and just had a massive photo behind here. I think that would be pretty awesome. So those are the laser cut files. Let's look at the designer paper pack. It's 12 sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided printed paper. And as I've mentioned before, this is paper. It is not cardstock, so it is thinner than what you may be used to. Although the way American crafts and them have been going, they're getting thinner and thinner every day. What's really nice about the Creative Memories is it already comes in a Ziploc bag, so it's got a built-in storage, which is kind of awesome. Now, ironically, this is a much better piece of paper. You could easily use the back side. Okay, so we have some sand, and then the back side is a woven mat, I think. And you get 2 sheets of those. This looks like a towel or something maybe. And then the other side is this watercolored tie-dye look. Very pretty. And this looks like some string that forms a grid. And then the other side is a more thematic paper with lobster and anchors. This is a distressed geometric pattern. And you know, I love me a stripe. It's a split stripe. And then the other side is a red geometric. So while this is a seaside themed paper, you can tell that there are not a lot of overtly thematic papers, which is kind of nice. This is like a distressed, and it does have this is a distressed blue, and it does have a geometric pattern similar to this one, but very tone on tone. Kind of fades into the background. And then the other side is a thematic paper with shells and starfish. So that is the designer paper pack. So I did, as I mentioned, I bought these as a bundle. You can buy them individually. So just pick and choose what it is that you're interested in. I was really interested in this one. It is a Seaside texture. Tone on tone paper pack. So it's kind of an extension of the other one, but less thematic in some ways, I think. And I noticed that they do this with a lot of their collections. It looks like some sort of stucco. The back side, I'm not sure what that is. Looks like crumpled paper or folded paper. I don't know, what do you think? This looks like a grimy cement. And then this is just like a woven fabric. Lots of shells. That's cool. Shadow of palm frond on some sand or possibly a concrete wall. We all know wood grain. You can never go wrong with that. And this looks more like bark. And then a red kind of plaster. And again, more of a plaster kind of look. This looks like the ocean behind a boat, you know, all churned up. And then this looks more like a swimming pool or really shallow water. So that is the texture collection. Seaside texture. Okay, so another offering that they have is what they call a variety matte pack. You get 12 4.5 by 6.5, so perfect for layering a photo behind a photo, and 12 4 by 6 double-sided papers. So these are the 4 by 6, great for journaling, or you could add a photo inside. Now these are cardstock. How pretty is that? Great for journaling. Again, it's already got lines on there. Rope again. Very typical beach photo. Some seagulls. So you could, I think, use these in pocket pages because they are 4 by 6, and I believe that's what they're probably intended for. Some seagulls, and this looks like fishing paraphernalia, buoys and stuff like that. This one again. Same pattern as before, but this time the back side is horizontal. Let your cares drift away. That's cute. Either direction. The smell of the sea. Seaside escape. We cannot direct the winds, but we can adjust our sails, so an encouragement card. Seafood dinner. And some fish nets. Very fun. So those are the 4 by 6 cards, and then the 4.5 by 6.5 pattern papers. You guys, these are cardstock as well, so they're thicker than the paper, but I think the patterns are going to be similar. So there's that ocean, some rope, broken stripe, shells, weave. There's that weave again. Geometric. Nice. Rope. So journaling spots. These would probably be better for matting photos or for journaling on your 12 by 12 layouts, although if you trim them down, you could fit them into your pocket pages. It's nice if they have coordinated, so you could, you know, have a photo and journaling on the same page. Okay, another thing they offer are these layered embellishments. Let me grab a piece of white paper so we can see these a little better. Okay, so we've got a lighthouse, a sailboat, and starfish, and a shell. And you can see they are popped up, they are dimensional, and they are a decent thickness. So lighthouse, anchor, and more sailboats. Oh my goodness, you guys. I literally just went whale watching this week and I saw this. That would be very perfect. So I may be changing my idea about this album and just use it for day trips and things that I do here in California. So we've got a compass, more shells, and some dolphins, and again, all layered and thick. And then the last one, shells, whale fin or whale tail, and then some driftwood. And then they also come with some half pearls in the colors. So this is really cool. I really like these. There's something a little bit different. They are photorealistic as opposed to animated. So that's kind of fun. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to share from the paper products are the designer stickers. You get 3 per pack. They are 6 by 12. And again, these are not super thin, but they're not like cardstock thick either. Somewhere in between. And we're going for photorealistic photos in here with a little bit of artistic license thrown in. We've got some words and quotes. And of course borders, because Creative Memories would not be Creative Memories without border stickers. Okay, so included in the bundle was also a punch. It's an anchor. Let me pull this out and show you what it looks like. Now their punches are hefty and chunky, but they are great quality. They're very easy to use. They do collapse, so if you, for storage at least, they are compact that way. The lever is very easy to either use with your fingers or with the heel of your palm. I like to flip things upside down so that I can see where I'm punching, make sure I'm going to punch correctly. And you see how easy that is, and it's not a super simple design. If you look at the grid, it fits within a 2 by 2 inch square, so it's slightly smaller than 2 by 2. And the last tool that was included in the bundle was the Border Maker cartridge. Now, at the time of purchasing this, I did not have the Border Maker tool. So I knew that I would have to be purchasing that in the future, which is in the next order here that I'm going to show you shortly. But the idea being is that you have a tool that this snaps into and you can create borders relatively easy with this. At least they tell me. I've never used it. So let's go on to the second order and we'll give this one a try. This is a rope design, by the way. Okay, so this was purely a splurge item. I did not need a corner rounder. As you may have recalled from a previous episode, I had mentioned I still have my original Creative Memories or corner rounder from about 20 some odd years ago. But I was curious to see if it was the same size of corner, and this is actually a 2-for-1, so it does two different punches. So first of all, let me show you the punch and how it works. So if you put it in on this side and punch down, you get the ticket tab. Right, so if you did these across all 4 corners of a rectangle, it would look like a ticket. When you add it on this side, you get the rounded corner. So let's just see how this compares. Well, I am pleased to note that it is a different corner. I don't know if you can see that. This one is smaller and this is a wider corner. So at least I didn't buy the same thing twice. I'm presenting this to y'all, so I want to make sure I know what's what in case there are any questions. Let's talk about the Border Maker. So it does come with instructions, which is always a good thing. When you order the punch, you get to choose an additional cartridge, so I chose this cloud one. And it came with, it looks like a picket fence, or if you turn it upside down, kind of like a pointy scallop. Okay, you guys, this is live. I'm figuring it out just like you would. So it first of all says lift the guide arm up and flip the bottom tray out until it clicks in place. There we go. So it clicks in place. Open this up. So then it says slide the paper under the arm until it lines with the edge of the tray. So we're going to slide this in all the way until it fits this edge of the tray. We're going to close the arm. That's going to lock it in place so it doesn't wiggle. Okay, so now we're going to look at the cartridge and the cartridge holder. So if we take this particular cartridge, this is the one that I purchased in my first order with the rope. It looks like you just slide that in until it locks, so that's pretty easy. And then, so once you have this aligned, then you want to fold this back. Okay, so now your paper is sticking out. You want to slide the paper in, align those notches, so like so, and push. And then we're going to move over, align, and it is pretty easy to align. You can feel it connect. I think what the advantage of this is over a regular border punch is that there's less chance of making a mistake, I think. And that is as easy as it is to make a border. Let's try this again with a different punch. I think this is to release, maybe? How do we get it out? There we go. So push the button and then just pop, pull on that. Okay, so let's try the cloud one. Okay, so we're going to try this from scratch. We're going to pop this up. Okay, so you're going to pull the tray out, slide the paper in until it hits the edge. Push this down to lock it in place. Move this down, so now this is firmly in here. You're going to take this and your cartridge. You want these little pieces to be on the outside. You're going to slide that in like so. Line up the notch here with here. And you just slide it down all the way. Okay, so another advantage of these versus the border punches is that these take up less space. Yes, you have this, but if you're really into border punches, this will quickly be saved by this, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's try getting this one out again. So we're going to push this in and then just slide it out. And that is as easy as it gets. Very cool. So that is the border maker system. But is that all I bought? Of course not. As far as tools go, I also purchased this Mary Bloom's decorative border punch. So here's a case in point of what I'm saying. This is the border punch. This is very heavy. This is the border maker. See how insignificant this is? So that would be the advantage of this. Yes, you have to buy the guide, but once you have that, it's good for all of the cartridges and it doesn't take up as much space as something like this. So this will be easier to store. Now this is a limited time offering. I don't know at the time that I post this video if it will still be available. It was previously offered and then brought back, I guess because of popular demand. So this, I believe, is supposed to be a poinsettia. It is from the holiday collection, so let's just see what this looks like. I am just gonna add that in. And with these ones, you want to line up the image with the image on the guide. Sorry for the shaking. See how this is much trickier versus the border maker, but it's still pretty cool. I think this would make a really great border on cards as well as scrapbook pages, which is why I purchased this one. So that's the Mary Bloom's decorative border punch, and again, limited offerings. So I will try and get this video up as soon as possible, and hopefully it will still be there. And because I was on a roll with the punches, I also bought the Diamond Arches decorative border punch. So easy to use, you guys. Like, the lever is fantastic on these. You can see I don't even have to push it down on the table. Some punches, especially some of the older punches out there, are not very ergonomic. Okay, and that's what that border looks like. So way back in the day, I used to purchase their alphabet stickers all the time. They were my go-to. Actually, I still have some in my stash, and they are probably about 15 years old. Still super sticky, still work great. So I thought I would take a look at what they had to offer now. These are their black sans serif alpha stickers. They're not super large. I would say they're probably about 3/4 of an inch. These were on clearance, so again, I'm not sure what's available. It's how do you do designer stickers. I purchased these for making cards. So one of the things I dislike the most about making cards is adding a sentiment, and so I thought these would be perfect. It covers all the different scenarios, and then there's some different borders for card making. And black's pretty basic, so that should work just fine. There is another promotion going on right now. I'll insert a clip of the screenshot of it. If you purchase a certain dollar value, I believe it's $150, you get a bundle, a collection bundle, which is pretty amazing. If you spend, I think, $300, you get 2 bundles, and I believe the total of 2 bundles works out to being about $80. So great deal if you like the bundles and you have an order to place. I'd be really honored if you are looking for an advisor and you wish to place an order to consider selecting me. My name is Melanie Van Delden, and I think that is all I have to show for this week. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end. I do appreciate you doing so. Leave a comment below which product you are most excited about, and until next time, happy crafting.